If you're thinking about buying an Emerald Isle, this decision can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars if you get it wrong. And most people don't even realize they're making it. Hi, I'm Denis Raczkowski. I live oceanfront in Emerald Isle. I relocated here in October 2016, and I help people make that same move every day. All of my contact information is below, and I respond to every message. Let's dive in. Let's ground this in a real number, say $1.2 million. At this price point, you're not choosing between a good option and a bad one. You're choosing between two fundamentally different propositions. And the one that's right for you depends entirely on how you intend to use this property. On the oceanfront side, $1.2 million may get you a smaller home, often older, sometimes 800 to 1,200 square feet, depending on updates and exact location. You are paying for direct beach access. That's the asset. The home itself, well, that's secondary. On the Soundfront side, that same budget can deliver something significantly larger, more house. Approximately 2,000 square feet or more is realistic, often with a dock or direct water access to Bogue Sound. You're getting space, features, and a different relationship with the water. Oceanfront in Emerald Isle means direct access to the Atlantic Ocean. You walk out the door and you're on the beach. That's not a small thing. For buyers who come here because of the ocean, who want to wake up to it, walk to it without crossing a street, and have it as a backdrop of daily life, that access justifies the premium and the trade-offs that come with it. I live oceanfront and I understand the attraction. But the ocean is not a passive neighbor. Oceanfront properties take the full force of the coastal environment, wind, salt, air, sand, and storm exposure that is meaningfully more intense than anything set back from the water. That exposure translates directly into maintenance. Sidings, decks, windows, roofing, HVAC systems, everything degrades faster on the ocean front than it does even a few blocks backward. This is not an opinion, it's how salt air and the coastal weather interact with building materials over time. And here's where buyers get caught. If you're thinking oceanfront and you haven't budgeted for ongoing maintenance and rising insurance, you're not just buying a $1.2 million home, you're buying into a much more expensive lifestyle. Insurance compounds that picture. Oceanfront properties carry higher premiums, and they've been moving only in one direction for years, up. That number belongs in your calculations before you make an offer, not after. If you're trying to figure out all this before you even get in the car or board a plane, I have put together a guide that breaks down year-round life, how it actually works here in Emerald Isle, housing, insurance, cost realities. Just text the word guide to 919-308-2292 and I'll send it to you. Can't seem to carve out time from your busy schedule or have few vacation days? Seek clarity before you arrive? This guide is for you. Now let's keep going. Soundfront in Emerald Isle means your property faces Bogue Sound, the body of water between the island and the mainland, and the experience is genuinely different. Bogue Sound looks like a lake when you drive over the Cameron-Langston Bridge, but it is definitely not a lake. It's a shallow, tidal estuary, 3 to 5 feet deep in many areas on the island side, with tides and wind constantly shifting conditions. That matters because Soundfront looks calm, but it comes with questions you need answered at the exact address, not from the listing. If your picture includes a dock with a larger boat, immediate deep water access, you need to verify that property specifically. In many cases, you're going to be better off on the mainland side of Bogue Sound, or using a marina. That said, Bogue Sound has real appeal. I paddleboard there regularly. The sunsets are some of the best on the island. And for a lot of buyers, it becomes the thing they didn't know they were looking for. From a maintenance and insurance standpoint, Soundfront properties still have exposure, but generally less than Oceanfront. You're not absorbing the direct force of ocean weather, and that difference shows up over time in both wear and cost. Most people start out thinking oceanfront. It's the image. It's what the beach house is supposed to be. That's where I started. But then reality enters the picture. You walk an oceanfront property, and now you're looking at square footage, age, maintenance history, insurance costs, and that certainty starts to shift. Then you walk a Soundfront property, more space, often newer, usable outdoor areas. And now the decision becomes less obvious. Not because Oceanfront stopped being appealing, but because Soundfront started solving problems you hadn't fully anticipated. Some buyers go through the process and still choose Oceanfront. They understand the trade-offs, they accept them, and they move forward with clear eyes. Others shift to the Soundfront because space, usability, and lower ongoing cost structure align better with how they actually plan to live. Bottom line, the property that wins the vacation test doesn't always win the permanent residence test. And now for my Denis Fit Test. Oceanfront is probably the right fit if direct ocean access is a non-negotiable center of your life that you're designing here. If the ocean being immediately outside your door, not across the street, not a short walk, is the thing, that defines the property. And if you have factored in the real costs, maintenance, insurance, and you're comfortable with a smaller footprint in exchange for that location, oceanfront buyers who are going in clear on these trade-offs tend to be satisfied long-term. Oceanfront buyers who go in on emotion and meet the cost reality later tend not to be. Soundfront is probably the correct choice if space, usability, and lower ongoing cost structures matter more than being directly on the ocean. If the sound, its light, its space, the kind of water access actually fits how you live, and if you're willing to do the property-specific due diligence on water depth and access before you commit. Soundfront buyers who do that work usually end up more confident in their decision than they expected. The wrong answer is choosing based on a one-week vacation experience. Better to spend time in both, rent, walk the properties, run the numbers, because this is a high-stakes decision. And then the difference between the right call and the wrong one isn't just about money. It's years of friction. If you're still not sure which direction fits you, there's a link below to book a call with me. Before the outro, I'm curious. Given the same budget, same market, all the trade-offs on the table, would you go oceanfront or Soundfront? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone, and your answers shape what I cover next. If you found this helpful, and you're thinking about buying or living anywhere on the North Carolina Outer Banks, I have a free resource for you. Text the word FREE to 919-308-2292, and I'll send you my book, The Outer Banks Beach Buyer Guide. It walks you through the realities of coastal living so you can make smart decisions before you move. When you subscribe to this channel, you're joining a small but growing group of people who value clarity over hype and who shape what I cover next. You can also check out this next video where I compare Bogue Banks and Emerald Isle to Topsail Island, another barrier island that shares the same Atlantic Ocean but with very different outcomes. I'll see you there.